Hey guys, so today I'm filming my Throwback Thursday for February 2013. If you have not seen this video from me before, basically I'm going to be reviewing the products that were in my favorites 2 years ago this month and let you know what my current thoughts are on them, whether I have totally forgotten about them, I gave them away, used them up, or I still love them. I will let you know those thoughts. And I will have my playlist linked down below in case you want to see more videos in this little mini series. And my inspiration from this series came from Kristen Game. She's been doing this on her channel for a while and I loved it and wanted to do it on my channel. So I will have her channel and her playlist linked down below. I will also link the original favorites video if you want to see how awkward I was 2 years ago. And I'm going to list all of the products. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing that was a favorite was my updated winter foundation routine. So 2 years ago during the winter, I had the worst time with my skin. I think I have 3 different foundation routine videos within a couple months span because my skin was really oily, but some areas were super dry, especially my acne. So I was having the worst time trying to figure out the perfect combination of products to both work with my dry acne and my oily skin. So that was a chore, and I'll tell you about all the products, but I'll let you know I don't use mostly any of them anymore. So the first thing I used was the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. That's not a favorite. Honestly, I did not notice any difference of it prolonging the wear of my makeup. Setting sprays I don't think work for me. I don't notice any difference at all. Definitely not $20 worth of a difference. And for primer, I use the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. This was so popular 2 years ago. I had like a deluxe mini of it and I didn't notice any difference with it controlling oil or filling up my pores, so not a favorite. Then for the concealer, I use the Hard Candy Glamoflague Concealer in Light. This is a great drugstore dupe for the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Concealer. You can only find Hard Candy at Walmart, and I think this is the problem that I was having with my blemishes, and I think in the next foundation routine I figured that out. The Hard Candy Concealer gives super great coverage that is perfect for blemishes, but this is a concealer that works great for people with normal or oily skin that have blemishes. But if you have dry skin, this concealer is going to cling to them and make them look cakey and even more dry. It is still a favorite of mine. I haven't purchased it in a while because I like my MAC Pro Longwear a little bit more, but I would still recommend that. It's a great drugstore concealer for blemishes of people with oily skin. So the foundation that I had used was the Revlon Colorstay in 150 Buff. I do still enjoy that. It isn't a holy grail, but I would say it's a favorite. I really like using it on my filming days when I'm not doing anything else because it does give me about medium coverage and it wears decently throughout the day. The original Revlon Colorstay was incredible. Then they reformulated it and it's not as matte, it's not as full coverage. I'm still upset about it. It happened a couple years ago, so Revlon Colorstay has never been the same for me, but it is a decent foundation. Then I used a concealer on my under eyes and on my eyelids, which was the Maybelline Dream Mousse in Fairlight 01. Again, this was popular so many years ago and it has been discontinued. I purchased mine off of eBay, so it was discontinued more than 2 years ago. And I did enjoy it. It really only gives you very light coverage, but for me that was fine because I didn't really have very much darkness under my eyes, so I used it just to kind of give me a blank canvas under and on my eyelid. That was a nice product, but it wasn't a necessity for me and I wouldn't go out and find it. The next product I had used was my Maybelline Concealer in 15 Fair as an under eye highlight, and that is a great concealer. It gives about light medium coverage. It is perfect for highlighting, choose on the under eyes, and this is also great for people with dry skin blemishes. So like I said, Hard Candy is good for oily skin. The Maybelline is great for dry skin, so I definitely recommend it. I think it is a great product. I haven't purchased that in a while, but I would still call it a favorite. I did mention it in my top 10 Maybelline products, which I will have that video linked down below. And the last product was my face powder, which was the Rimmel Stay Matte in the translucent shade. And no, that is not still a favorite. That is a matte powder for someone with normal skin. That is not a matte powder for somebody with oily skin. It is not going to keep you matte for that long. And also, it's inexpensive, but you run through it so fast. The packaging is awful, but it is a decent powder. I have not repurchased it in a long time because I just don't love it. So now onto the other favorites. I have a couple more products for the face. First would be the Slate Contour Kit in Light. This is incredible. I still would consider this a favorite. I don't use the highlight ever, but this bronzer is so amazing to contour in the summertime. This is the light shade, but as you can see, the contour is pretty deep. So I use it in the summer and it works perfectly. It does have a bit of a neutral leaning warm tone, but it's not too orange. This is definitely still great for contouring. And what's great about this is that it comes in a light, medium, and deep shade, and the deep shade is actually dark enough for girls with a deeper skin tone to use as a contour, so I think that's incredible. And I absolutely love this product, definitely still a favorite of mine. I have a decent dent in it, so definitely recommend this. The next product was a sleek blush by 3 in Lace. The shades are Chantilly, Gue Pure, I have no idea how to say that, and Crochet. So this is what these look like. And these are so incredibly pigmented. They have a couple different shades in this blush by 3. And this is not something that I reach for very often because I don't like the shades on me. That is too red, too orange. I like the middle shade. It is very similar to their single in Rose Gold. I think I'm going to give this away to somebody with a deeper skin tone because I think it would be super flattering on them. And the pigmentation is great, the quality is great, but the colors just aren't something that I reached for. And Sleek Makeup is a drugstore brand in the UK, but you can buy them online. Shipping is about only $3 or so, but it just takes a while to get to you. But I think Sleek Makeup has phenomenal quality. It is high-end quality for a drugstore affordable price, so I do love both these and recommend them. I just don't reach for these shades very much. So the next product was another blush. This is from Makeup Forever, and this is in the shade number 9, Lavender. This is crazy purple. 2 years ago, I was really having a hankering for a purple blush, and I didn't want a lilac because I thought it would be too pale, but this is like violet. Like, this is real intense. I'm thinking about getting the Purple Makeup Geek blush. That looks like it has really nice pigmentation, and this is just too intense for my skin tone. This is really great quality, really pigmented. It would be a nice eyeshadow, but I just don't reach for it. So again, I think I'm going to give this away as well to someone with a deeper skin tone than me, but it is a really nice quality, but I just haven't reached for it probably in 2 years. So my next favorite was a look that I filmed for Valentine's Day 2 years ago. I'm wearing the eye look today, and I paired it with a certain blush and lip color. So starting with the eye look, I used 2 Maybelline Color Tattoos and 2 Urban Decay eyeshadows that are in the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. So the bases I used would be the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Bad to the Bronze on my lid. And I used the shade Tough as Taupe in my crease. Again, like I said, I'm wearing those today. And then the shadows I put on top were 2 Urban Decay singles that come in the Naked 2 palette. I applied YDK on my lid over the Bad to the Bronze shade. And then in my crease, I applied this shade Tease over Tough as Taupe. So still love that look. I love the cool tone look. I think that looks really good on my skin tone, if I say so myself. So definitely love that eye look still. And I paired it with a hot pink blush and lip color. So the blush was a Tarte Amazonian Clay and Fantastic. This was part of their holiday kit in 2012. So this is pretty darn old, but it's just a bright pink blush that is pretty commonplace. So I wore this on my cheeks, and I do love this. I don't reach for as much as I should, but the formula is incredible. I talked about this in my last Throwback Thursday, I believe. And the lip color for that look would be the Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stain in the shade Sweetheart. I no longer have that. I gave it to my friend Emily. Now, let me tell you, I love the formula of the Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stains. I have 4 others that are holy grail items to me, but that shade just wasn't my favorite. It was a bright warm tone pink. It wasn't too neon like Max Candy Yum Yum or anything, so that's nice. And it wasn't too fuchsia either. It was a pretty color, but it wasn't one that I gravitated towards. It did complement that blush and that eye look really well, but it wasn't a must-have for me. I think I'll link the tutorial down below as well, even though it's probably not very good. In case you want to see it, it will be there. And then I had mentioned a repeat eye look from my January favorites, which would be that Black Radiance Taupe shade and the Inglot shade, which I talked about in my last video, so I'm not going to talk about it again, but apparently I loved it so much it was in 2 months favorites, which doesn't really happen to me anymore. And then there were 3 lip products that were in my favorites. First would be the Revlon Colorburst Lip Butter in Sugar Plum. I do still love the lip butters. I actually put one in my monthly makeup basket and I've fallen in love with it all over again. Sugar Plum is not one of my favorite shades. I actually gave it to my mom because it's more of her type of color, but Sugar Plum is one of the few lip butters that is on the sheer side, so I didn't really enjoy that. Another lip product that I had mentioned was the Maybelline Color Whisper in the shade Pinup Peach. I do not like the Color Whisper formula. I think it is a little bit too thin for my liking. That shade was pretty, but it was not a must-have. I think I either gave it away or threw it away, and I think the Color Whispers are being discontinued. I saw them on clearance at Target, so if you're interested in any of them, I would recommend you go pick them up, but I definitely prefer Revlon lip butters over the Maybelline Color Whispers. And then the last thing was a NYX Xtreme lip cream in the shade Nude Peach Fuzz. I've actually thrown that away. I don't love it. The scent is not my favorite. It's a really thick, opaque gloss. It's like a liquid lipstick, but it doesn't dry down. It is very opaque and creamy and glossy looking. This shade was pretty. I don't think that their shade selection is very good. A lot of the shades are either bright or deep. I think they had 1 or 2 nude shades, so definitely not still a favorite of mine. Unfortunately, none of those lip products were still favorites of mine. So guys, that was my Throwback Thursday for February 2013. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do a series like this, please leave it down below so I can go check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.